What's up, guys? Let's have a quick conversation about Zonnique Pullins and her story. She is now expecting a baby. Now, she is the daughter of Tiny Harris, who is one of the members from the singing group Escape, and T.I.'s stepdaughter, but he calls her his daughter, even though she's not his biologically, and her biological father, I believe, is in her life. So she still has that relationship, but they didn't grow up in a household together. And now she is expecting a baby. She's not a teenager, so that's not an issue. She's 24 years old. She's an adult. She has a right to choose what she wants to do with her body. And I don't think she planned on a pregnancy. I didn't hear her say that. So that's not something that we know or not. But the odds are likely that she did not plan this, right? Well, she had an interview with an online talk show called Hollywood Life TV Talk. And she talked about this among some other things, but I'm going to play a clip of that, and then I'm just going to share my quick thoughts, and then I would love to get your thoughts on the situation.
Obviously, people say you have a baby, are you going to get married? You know, your mom was very quick to defend you the other day, which was awesome. What is your take on that? Do you want to get married? Is that something that's just maybe really far down the line? You're not even thinking about it yet? Talk to me a little bit about that.
You know what? I'm actually not. My mom always was like, you need to stop saying that. But I feel like at my age, I don't really want to get married right now. Like, I feel like that's an even bigger commitment. I don't know. I hate to say like it's an even bigger commitment than a baby to me, but getting married just seems like so much. Like, so right now, that's not really what I would like to do. I feel like my boyfriend is more into like the whole married topic, but I've told him like, I just don't know about that yet. So yeah, like that's my mom is always like, girl, you have to, if your man is talking about marriage, you need to be like, yeah, like, and I'm just like, I just don't feel that way right now, baby. Maybe down the line, that'll be, I feel like, okay, yeah, I want to get married.
So let's talk about it. She says that her boyfriend, and I don't even really know how to pronounce his name. Is it Bandhunta Izzy? Bandhunta Izzy? It's a weird name, just like a lot of these rappers. I'm assuming he's a rapper. A lot of their names are. I can't get into it. I'm not trying to understand it. But she said that he actually wants to get married, but she is not into it right now. And it just made me wonder and think for a little bit about her statement. She says that she hates to say it like this, but she feels like at her age, getting married is a bigger commitment. And that's a sign of the age that we're in, because marriage really isn't respected anymore. A lot of marriages are not respected for a number of different reasons. We all know they say statistics are high for divorces, and we know that it's just a lot of infidelity that goes on that is broadcasted a lot, where it involves people who are married and going their separate ways. They say irreconcilable differences, or a number of the different reasons that people will give for getting a divorce, especially in the Hollywood life. But she has seen her mom in this marriage with T.I., And he has been caught out there on several different occasions, whether he's confirmed them or not. There's just been a lot of proof that he is not a person that believes really in the sanctity of marriage and infidelity. And I don't mean infidelity, I mean believing in fidelity, but he definitely believes in infidelity. And it's also been reported that T.I. and Tiny have welcomed other people into the bedroom with them. And these are things that are public. It's public knowledge. So if it's public knowledge for us, it's definitely public knowledge to the children who are of age to see what's going on. And you can look around the world and you can see examples of healthy marriages from the outside, because of course none of us are in people's homes and their bedrooms to see what's going on a daily with those two individuals. But there definitely are marriages that make it work and stick it out. And I just think of, Samuel Jackson. He's been married for many years to his wife. She actually is an actress as well. She starred in a number of different things. I can think of Denzel Washington and his wife. We don't really hear any buzz about them. Look at the Obamas. I'm just giving some examples of Black couples, since I'm talking about a Black couple right now in terms of T.I. and Tiny being married. Giving some examples of what we see as some happy marriages. People who have stuck it out for many, many years. And I'm not saying that they've never had any issues, because if you're going to be married, you are going to have issues. There is no perfect marriage. I've been married for over 20 something years now, and I know that marriage is hard work and you have to put your all into it. It's not a 50-50 thing. It's 100% on one person's part and it's 100% on the other person's part. And I do believe that is why a lot of marriages, one, don't last, but also a lot of reasons why a lot of those marriages shouldn't have ever taken place, because people don't have the true definition of what marriage really means. And in marriage, you have to give and you will definitely have to take. And some things you have to give, you don't want to give up. And some things you have to take, you don't feel like you should have to take. But there are definitely things and boundaries that you're not supposed to cross, and things that you should not take. You should not be with someone who's abusive to you. You shouldn't be with someone who does not love you, doesn't care about you, and is willing to go out and mess around with other people and then possibly bring something home to you. But I'm getting a little bit off on a tangent, but I'm just speaking about Zonnique and her pregnancy and a statement she made about not being ready for marriage right now, but she is about to bring another life into this world. And it's just a bit disturbing, the comment. Now, she's young, but she seems to be pretty mature and has a good head on her shoulders. And of course, she comes from a family that has means. So she doesn't have to feel forced to do anything because money is not an object. For a lot of people, that is not the case. But I am just wondering if the apprehension she has regarding marriage is because of what she sees her mother going through or has gone through, and she does not have a good viewpoint on what marriage is because of what she's seen in her own household. And I believe that might be the case, because the statement that she made about marriage being a bigger commitment than being a mother, it really is not true. It's sad also that she feels that way, and I would love to know your thoughts on it. Do you agree with her, or do you feel that she's just kind of speaking out of a place of guarding herself and not feeling like I should have to get married to somebody that I don't really believe is the best for me? He may not even be somebody that is honoring their relationship, because he has other children with other people. And sometimes a lot of baggage does come with that when you marry someone that has children with someone else. They always say sometimes when a man and a woman have a child together, that the odds of that man hooking up with that child's mother again is very high if they have a closer knit relationship. And so that could be some thoughts that she may be having. And it's like, well, why would I enter in a marriage with someone that is going to treat me like that. So no, I'm going to hold off. And she just may not be saying that information and not sharing that. And that's her right to do so with that also. But whether you have money or not, I don't get why people would bring a child into the world with someone that they are not married to these days. And I hate to call children mistakes, but acts can be mistakes, and then it produces children out of those mistakes. But to bring a child into the world and say that that is not as big of a responsibility and commitment as it is to be a wife, that one really was just strange to me. So I don't believe she really understands the gravity of what she said. But yeah, having a child is definitely a huge commitment. She obviously was not expecting this to happen. She did not expect to be expecting a baby, because she said it definitely was a surprise, and he went with her to buy the pregnancy test, and when she found out it was positive, she was crying. And she's just, I'm sure when she found out, in a state of shock by it. And you just get very emotional when it comes to stuff like that, especially when you were not trying to have a child and that test comes out positive. That is not one of the best feelings in the world. That can be a crushing feeling. That can be a feeling of defeat. That can be a feeling of, oh my God, what did I do? Well, I mean, we know what was done, and that's how you produce a baby. But the marriage thing, we'll see what comes to light later, because I don't know the guy, but based off of the name, and he has other children with other women, he doesn't strike me as somebody who is really into that type of life anyway. Being a man that wants to settle down and become a husband, it doesn't strike me as somebody who is like that. And the girls these days tend to go for the guys like that. And I don't know, because I'm not in that age range, thank God, where that seems to be a lot of the prospects that they have are rappers or aspiring rappers or losers who are not expanding their lifestyle and getting higher education to be engineers, lawyers, doctors, getting a high rank in the military. I mean, just honorable jobs or being honorable entrepreneurs. Because I often feel like a lot of people who go into rap these days, it's because they don't really have much talent. And I'm not knocking people who rap, because I guess some people really do have lyrics they can spit. Is that what they say? But that is pretty much an insult to that community, because in order to be a singer, you have to have an amazing voice. Yeah, they can fix your vocals in the studio and stuff, but you can only get that far if you have the hookups to get into the industry. In order to be a doctor or an RN or an engineer or, a lot of those different fields, you have to expand your education. You have to become skilled. You have to become licensed. You have to go through all of these steps to become that. Heck, I'm a licensed esthetician. I had to go to school and I had to continue my education. I had to invest in different trainings and certifications to become skilled and licensed to be able to do what I do. But these days, somebody that says they want to be a rapper, you could be whack. You could have no freaking skills and say that you're a rapper and have a crazy name, dress crazy, look crazy. It's sad. And so I honestly feel sad for a lot of these young women that are coming up in this day and age. But unfortunately, if those are the circles that they are in, then that is what they are going to attract. There are good people out there. There are hardworking young men out there who have respectable careers, respectable aspirations for their life and their livelihood. But those type of guys probably wouldn't even go for somebody like a Zonnique or Megan Thee Stallion or Cardi B type, because those are not the type of people that they can bring home to their mother a lot of times. But those are just my thoughts. That's just my opinion on the situation. I wish her nothing but the best, and I know that she and the child are going to be fine, because, hey, we know how much money it costs to raise a child, and that is not an issue. But the emotional aspect and the spiritual aspect of the upbringing of the child statistics do show that it is better off coming up in a loving household where the mother and father are not only just shacking up and living together as roommates, but they're actually husband and wife. So that's why many, many years ago, you used to hear about the shotgun weddings and people getting married before the baby comes into the world. Of course, it really was supposed to be conceived in marriage, but people have gotten away from the Bible. They've gotten away from the Word of God. God did create marriage for a reason, and so when people don't respect the sanctity of marriage, they're not going to really look into what marriage really means and how it was really made for your good. And people have defiled it and have spoken negatively about it and have destroyed a lot of institutions of marriage where people don't respect their own marriage, and then other people don't respect their marriage. So they will try to wreck the household and take inventory of what somebody has with their wife or with their husband and try to take them away from that so that they can get their way in. I mean, it's just so many destructive measures that play into the destruction of marriages across the board. So I just wanted to share my thoughts on it. So you guys let me know your thoughts in the comment section. How do you feel about the rush to be a parent, but for life, but not rushing to be a partner and a wife? I just would like to know what you guys think about it. And those are just my 2 cents. You let me know yours in the comments, and I appreciate you liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. And I am the Minister of Beauty. Thanks for joining me for the Podversation, and you can support the channel by clicking the links in the description box. And until next time, have an amazingly blessed and beautiful day.